Good morning, I'm Andrew Sharp.
And I'm Leilani Gonzalez.
And this is SCPA Today. This is our first broadcast back from a long hiatus, and plenty has happened since our last broadcast.
And plenty is happening.
Today is the 19th anniversary of the Columbine shooting, where 2 armed students entered their school with 4 guns and over 90 explosives, and took 12 of their fellow students' lives and 1 of their teachers.
In honor and remembrance of those who have had their lives taken from them, there is a national walkout happening at 10 a.m.
Use the hashtag #NeverAgain to show your support and remind our politicians and each and every one of us that this can never happen again.
Let's take a moment of silence to remember those who lost their lives.
Last broadcast, Kendrick Lamar was one of Pulitzer Prize teachers across the Midwest mistreated by the education system.
Another school-related topic showcases students and why they show up late to class. Let's also get ready to celebrate Earth Day.
We'll also be checking out an exciting San Diego eatery and featuring a new student. Spotlight, yeah.
But first, as always, the weather, Crystal?
Hey guys, it's Crystal Hernandez back at it again with the weather. So today you will be experiencing pretty sunny weather with the highest being 74 degrees. Over the weekend, it will be partly cloudy with the highest being 75. Next week, we will encounter pretty cloudless weather, so you know what that means. The sun will be out. And it will be ranging from the low 70s. So that's it for this week's weather. This is C-Dog signing out.
Thank you so much for the weather, Crystal. It sure has been weird lately.
In parts of Canada and the northern U.S., it's still snowing, and it has been since November. And here in San Diego, it's actually gone below 70 degrees. Truly, it's way too cold.
Thankfully, the weather should start looking up soon, considering we're about 30 days into spring.
Today's the 20th of April, a day with absolutely no appropriate significance, other than it's 2 days before this year's Earth Day.
Speaking of that, we've got an exclusive look at Earth Day with the Garden Club coming up after a short word from our sponsors.
Okay. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We'll show the package later on.
We have a special message from Garden Club about the upcoming Earth Day. Thank you.
Earth Day is for people to celebrate and show their support for protecting the environment. This year, Earth Day is this Sunday, April 22nd. Earth Day has been celebrated annually around the world since 1970. This year, Garden Club is hosting a Earth Day fair today during lunch. People can do many things to celebrate Earth Day. It could be picking up trash, recycling, using reusable water bottles, walking or riding a bike instead of driving, and much more. The basic rules to conservation are the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle. What Earth Day means to me is not only celebrating the Earth and doing more to protect it, but to also make the world a better place for us and future generations. Garden Club's objective on campus is to protect and conserve SCPA's environmental sustainability while also raising awareness. With that being said, anyone can join Garden Club. Garden Club meets every Tuesday after school in Ms. Cohen's room.
Wow, thanks Garden Club for all that fun Earth Day info and tips. I'm excited to celebrate Earth Day, as long as there's still an Earth. But there won't be one too much longer. Well, hopefully the Earth will be here.
Well, continuing on, we have a special outlook on Lion's Den. Let's check it out.
Students are late to class, and teachers want to know why. We have interviewed some students and staff to get their opinion on this matter.
On our campus, on any given day, at any given period, students are late to class daily.
Students are late to class every day. You'll have one or two people who are always late to class, but a lot of the times, it's just random people who are late sometimes. So yeah, I think every day you should expect at least one or two people to be late to class.
I think the reason why people are so late or just late every day is because we have to wait in a long line of cars to get into the campus, to get into the parking lot to drop kids off, right? But that could add an extra 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes.
I don't think that passing period, our current passing period time of 6 minutes should necessarily be increased. I think we need to work with our students on creating a culture that values being on time. I think that being on time is an important thing, whether we're talking about students, whether we're talking about staff, whether we're talking about custodians. Being on time is a very important thing for all of us.
I think passing period is fine the way it is, but if they added an extra minute or two, it'd be nice because it gives students a little bit of slack to be able to hang out and talk just for a little bit, but still make it on time to their class.
I mean, sometimes the dance teachers don't let us out as soon as the shower bell rings, and then they're not at the locker room to unlock the doors, so that takes some time away from the time we have to change. And then if we have to walk all the way back across campus, then we definitely don't have enough time.
I don't think that our kids see the value in getting to class on time. I think that as the adults on this campus, we have not made that a strong enough priority for them. And I don't think that a consequence is in place currently that would change the behavior of our students. So when you add all of that up, I don't think that our students have a strong enough incentive, and we as the adults haven't given them that rationale incentive to be in class on time. So it's a systemic problem or a systemic challenge that we've got to get better at.
It's clear that this is a very important topic to both students and staff. So, what do you think? Do you think the current passing period time should be adjusted?
Sorry about all of our technical difficulties. We're working on things.
But on another note, how informative to learn about tardiness.
Most certainly. I learned a lot about our campus culture around here.
Thankfully, the cultural learning doesn't stop there. Next up is a segment about our own San Diego culture. That's right, we'll be checking out another local eatery around here. SD Boba Tea, my favorite.
Oh, wonderful. I love boba. Let's check it out.
San Diego Boba Tea.
I'm Shayna Villarreal, and I'm a bobarista here at SD Boba Tea.
We've been open as a family-run business since 2015.
SD Boba Tea opens at 10 a.m. in the morning, ready with fresh boba for you guys.
Our popular foods, for the foods, it's gotta be either the wings or the popcorn chicken. And then for the drinks, I mean, there's the cereal shakes, the avocado shake.
I recommend, of course, like a tea or a blended beverage, but I also recommend getting the desserts, or like our hand foods are really good too.
We like to be very innovative, fun, try new things. Really, there's nothing here that we can't do for a customer if they request it, but that's what we like to do here, is just new creative things, and I think that definitely sets us apart.
My favorite part of the job would probably be the team behind it. I feel like we get to just kind of learn a bunch of different things and like kind of work together as a team to give you guys the best experience, as I said before.
I mean, here everybody kind of contributes and gets the opportunity to learn everything. We like to do a lot of different things for the community. We like to host fundraisers, special events. I mean, sometimes people come in and host a fundraiser, or they'll just come pick up the drinks. It's our way of really like reaching out to the community, as well as sponsoring like sports events and different teams and stuff.
Wow, that made me really crave SD Boba Tea.
Well, it's almost time to wrap up, so today's broadcast. But first, we have one more segment. That's right. We have this week's Student Spotlight.
He's a sophomore jazz studies major named Alvin Page. Let's learn about him as an artist and a person.
My name is Alvin Page. I'm a sophomore, and I am a jazz studies major. My mom being a music educator and my grandfather being a musician himself, it was like already in the family, so I just fell in love with it at a young age, but I didn't really start taking it seriously until around 5 years ago. I think my favorite piece is Alabama by John Coltrane, and a lot of people don't know that song is about the 16th Street Baptist church bombing in Alabama by the Ku Klux Klan that killed 4 African American girls. And you can hear in the song the anger, but the desperation for peace. It invokes an emotional response from me. I think the biggest way I try to motivate myself is to have the mentality that somewhere out there, someone is working harder than me right now. And I want to be the hardest working musician, saxophonist, whatever it may be. But I want to be at the top. But to get there, I have to put in the work. So I try to practice every day. Nobody's perfect, but I do try to practice every day, whether it's piano, clarinet, or saxophone. When I was in 8th grade, the jazz band here went to the Essentially Ellington Festival in New York, and I won an Outstanding Soloist Award for my clarinet solo, that was great. I was terrified when I had to go get the award, but yeah, that was a fun experience. I think the biggest piece of advice is to never be satisfied. You know, when you get satisfied, you don't improve anymore. And I think if you want to keep getting better, you have to stay hungry. Music is a form of expression in that it feels like a universal language, right? There are people all over the world that play jazz, and that's one thing that can connect all of us.
Wow, we have such inspiring talent on our campus here.
I'm lucky to call myself an SCPA student.
Me too.
Well, folks, it seems about time to sign off for the week.
Thanks for watching, everyone, and be sure to tune in next time
on SCPA Today.